guys, welcome back to my channel where we do live makeup classes, makeovers, and tutorials. I am here with my beautiful model Ashley today, and we are going to have fun. We are going to do a very glam look on Ashley today with some cream contouring, highlighting, maybe some glitter, some lashes. We're going to have fun. But if you guys have watched my channel, you know my style is more of a natural glam, so it will still be very wearable, but we are going to have some fun today. So I'm going to go ahead, we did her brows before we started, and I did some body blur on her chest. We did like a bronzer, and now I'm going to go in with the MAC eyeshadow. This one's soft brown. And we're just going to do some light shading in her crease. I think my strategy, Ashley has a really pretty like almond eye, so I think what I'm going to do is just do light definition on her crease today, and then really smoke out with the liner and maybe do some glitter, and then we'll do a thicker lash, and then the glam will really be like the contouring we do and the glow and stuff like that. So I like to do that if I want like a natural glam. What I do is I just don't go too dark on this crease area. And Ashley said you don't usually wear much eyeshadow, right? Or any eyeshadow?
Usually I don't. I'll usually just put like the highlight on my eyelid. And that's pretty much it.
I love that though. That's funny. Yesterday we did a class on like everyday makeup, like how to get ready quick. And we didn't do eyeshadows either. We did highlighters on the lid and then bronzer. But it works. Like, it's pretty. Give it a little glow.
Easy on the go.
Yes. And then you wear lashes most days?
I do. I wear lashes like every single day.
What ones do you wear?
A lot of times I'll use Ardell. I've been experimenting with like the foaming lashes, and I actually really like them because they look more like wispy, and the longer ones I really like too.
I love the foaming. Like, love them because they look really, really like luxe. Like they're soft and kind of shiny. I did a giveaway a couple days ago, and I gave somebody one of those. I bought like a pack of them.
That's awesome.
And we have a giveaway today, guys. I will show it to you in a little bit. So if you are watching live, let me know that you're here. Comment hello. And then at the end of this live, I will give away the giveaway, which I will tell you in a bit. Ardell has great lashes, though. They're really good. Which of the foaming do you like?
The foaming, let's see. Well, actually, my friend came out with her own lash line, and so I was kind of experimenting with those for her. So I've been playing around with those ones.
Support the friend. That's so good. Going close for me. This is like a shimmery shadow, which I don't do a lot in the crease, but this one buffs out a little more just reflective than shiny. So with this, I'm getting in between her lashes, and I'm really working it into the crease because that's where I want the definition to be. And then when we don't have much left, we will buff up. What are your favorite makeup brands?
I really like Estee Lauder for foundation. I like MAC for their lipsticks and blushes too, actually. And I like to play with drugstore products a lot as well, like CoverGirl, Wet n Wild. I just like to play around with different brands all the time.
I love that. It's fun to play. What MAC lipsticks do you like?
For red, I really like their Ruby Blue. That one's
classic.
like a staple.
So good.
And then Velvet Teddy is like every day. I just love those nudes.
That one, Velvet Teddy, is so gorgeous.
I love that one. I go through it so fast.
Yes. I have to stop myself from using that on like every person because it looks good on everybody.
It's a pretty like bridal-y color too.
Yes. I love it. Do you like more like bolder colors, or do you usually do the Velvet Teddy, like the new
I usually like the pinky nudes for like every day, I would say.
Me too. I'm not sure what we'll do on your lips today. We'll see how the eye, because sometimes if I go really smoky, I like a nude on the lip. We'll see. We will see. Go ahead and open for me. So pretty. So you can see how that gave just like a light definition. So when she opens, the lid space that you see is just a little bit above her lashes and then kind of here. So I just want some color on the crease, and then some definition in the corner, and then we'll play around with liner. Let me see. Pretty. Okay. I'm gonna add, let's do like a pop of pink on your lid because you're wearing a pink shirt. We're twinning. I was telling her I'd like have matched all my models this week, except for yesterday. This is by MAC. Most of these shadows today are by MAC. This is expensive pink. Just gonna put it on right. It literally is your shirt color, like almost exactly. Maybe a little bit more gold. But it's really pretty on the lid. I'm keeping it near the lash line because this has a sheen. I don't want to really work it up in the crease. Just near her lash line. And open for me. Super pretty. Go ahead and close. And I might add a glitter on top of this. We will see. So Ashley is a model. She's a model for Big Sexy Hair, and she does promotional modeling. What's like because I bet everyone wants to style your hair. Like awesome, right? Like when they're glamming you up and stuff. What has been something that you've loved when they style your hair?
I just love when they do like the intricate braids and stuff like that. It's just fun to see what they can actually do with the hair and how like big and voluptuous they can make it. It's really fun, yeah.
Ooh, that would be fun,
Experimenting with
especially
that.
for Big Sexy Hair. Do they just go to town?
They do, and they use a ton of products, which is it's fun to see how they all work together.
Yeah, that would be fun. What products do they use? Like they probably layer a bunch of stuff.
They do actually. A lot of leave-in products when the hair's wet, and then like heat protectants, and then they do have like their powder play, which they put on the root and they kind of back comb it to give it that height, and then their hairsprays, which they're known for as well.
Their powder play is like the best thing to ever happen to volume for hair. Like it's so good.
Amazing.
Go ahead and close. There's a lot of like mimicking ones out there now, but I feel like they were the first to come out with that, and it's so good. I would always use that in my updos as a base. Like if you put that in back combs, like your updo is not going to go anywhere. I love the big hair. That'd be so amazing to do the big.
It's so much fun.
The big glam. How do you keep your hair so healthy and being so blonde?
I like to use really good products on it. I normally use the Redken All Soft for like shampoo and conditioner, and it does wonders for the hair. And then lots of good like deep conditioners and leave-in products as well, like oils and like I said, leave-in conditioner. I use those every time after getting out of the shower.
What oils do you like?
I like the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. That's the one I've used for years.
I heard that one's good.
It's really good, and it lasts a long time.
Does it smell like kiwi, kind of?
It does,
okay.
yeah.
I feel like I've used it a long time ago. And it makes your hair, like, do you feel like it makes it smooth?
It does, yeah. It gives it some shine, smooths it out. It's really good. You can actually use it on wet or dry hair.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think I only used it on wet.
You have to just make sure you don't use, like, too much.
Too much? That's, like, so tragic. Yeah. If you're like, oh, I'll do some oils, and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
There's no
with your
coming
hairs.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, if your hair's, like, oily, you want to be careful.
Right, we are going to do some gel liner. So, go ahead and open. Like the way those are looking. I'm going to add a little bit more definition up in here, I think, too. But let's get the gel on. Do you wear liner Or just the lashes?
I do wear liner. I usually use like a liquid liner, usually.
Which one do you like?
You know, I experiment with a lot of different ones. Like, I get the Ipsy bag, so I just, every different one that you get in there, I'm always playing with. I really like the NYX one, though. Their liquid liners.
Go ahead and open and look down. I'm just going to waterline you. I haven't tried theirs. I really like the Stila one. Have you tried that one? It stays really well. I haven't done the Ipsy bag. I used to do the Boxy Charm.
Oh yeah, I get that one too.
You do? Which one do you like better?
I think the Boxy Charm, just because they're full-size products, which is really nice. And skincare as well.
So for those of you guys that don't know what they are, they're both subscription boxes, right?
Yes.
So you pay like a monthly thing and they send you a box of makeup and you don't know what it's going to be. It's like a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
It's a present every month to yourself.
Yes, and Boxy Charm does full size. So you'll get, I feel like I used to get a full palette most months, like eyeshadow palette. I don't know if they do that anymore, or I'd get like a full.
Sometimes.
Yeah. One of my favorite exfoliators, go ahead and look this way, I got in Boxy Charm. It's fun because it's like you probably wouldn't have tried it. And Ipsy samples in the box that you get.
Yes, it's neat. Yeah, sample sizes. Sometimes they give you brushes as well.
Okay, go ahead and close. Did you say you watched The Bachelor?
I do.
Were we talking about it earlier?
I love it.
Are you excited for that? Is it after the final rose next week?
I think so. Yeah, those are always exciting to watch.
I love that week because it's like 3 months later and they've been watching themselves on TV and they all get like little makeovers because it's like, I don't know, when you see yourself on camera, you're like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah,
I wonder what my hair would look like this. And I love it. It's like my favorite. I'm like there for the glam. Like it's a fun episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they all gonna like?
Checking out their makeup.
Yeah, it's so fun. Do you like this season?
I do. Yeah, it is different than the original ones, I would say, but I do. Yeah, they're fun. They're really addicting to watch.
Does your husband watch it with you?
Not really. He's not into it like I am.
Yes.
What about yours?
No, he loves
Does he watch
it.
it?
Yeah, he thinks it's funny. That's probably why I am loyal to watching it. Because like we'll watch it together. We'll work out. We'll go in our little gym and watch it and work out.
Nice.
But it's fun. Yeah, I have no clue. I feel like I'm pretty good at knowing who the guy likes and who he's gonna pick.
Yeah.
I have literally no clue. I don't know. Who do you think he likes the best? With Corbin?
You know, I don't know either. I'm really bad at guessing because I feel like you choose the one person, but then he goes for the total opposite.
Yes. Okay, if you're live right now, you can ask questions and we will answer them most likely when we get to her lashes. So go ahead and drop them right now. Hello. I'll answer one now. Do you think setting spray helps makeup last longer? Yes. I usually always use it on my brides, but sometimes it can dry out your skin. I really like the Scandinavia one. It's the one I use for bridal. And I think it's the same formula as Urban Decay. I think they're created in the same company because on the back of Urban Decay it says made by Scandinavia, so I think it's the same. So yes, I do like them. They're worth trying. On me, they dry out my skin, so I don't use them every day. Do you like them? The setting sprays?
I've tried. Yeah, I do.
You do?
I've tried the All Nighter. I really do like that one, and the Morphe one is actually really good too.
I've heard really good things about that one. Everyone likes that
really
one.
Good. And it comes in a big bottle.
Does
I
it?
like.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
close. Yeah, because they run out quick. At least my other ones do. So yeah, to answer your questions, they do make it last longer if you would like to try, but just be aware how your skin feels after. like to, when I do a black gel liner, go ahead and close, I like to set it with a black powder. And because I haven't done her under eye makeup yet, it's okay if we get fallout. And so for that reason, I really like to push it in to the lash line. Get them nice and thick. And I tightlined her too. I did gel liner under her lashes. It's my favorite. I do it on everybody almost. Open for me. Good. Go ahead and close. I laid my brushes out different today. I don't usually have a palette here, and now I can't find anything that I've just used. Maybe we'll try it. Okay, here. So when I buff out the liner, so I do the gel, I set it with powder, and then I like to diffuse it, and I love the shader brushes. So it's like a little dome brush. It's beveled and it's really packed tight. So this is what I like to use. And I'm going to dip it in. Let's use my NARS palette. This is the best palette, but it's so hard to open. Might just be me. It's like plastic. Usually they're paper palettes. Well, maybe I can't open it on camera today. Okay, let's use the Vizier, the really dark brown. I'm just going to tap my brush in and just diffuse this line. This just makes it really soft because we're going to put kind of a thick lash on her, so I want a lot of definition for her liner. Makes it look a little more natural too, actually. Kind of more intense and more natural at the same time. I feel like it just looks a little more professional, like when you don't see the really harsh line, unless you're really going for a look, like a really defined wing or something like that. I usually like to diffuse this line. And I don't go all the way near the tear duct. I just diffuse from the middle to the outside edge. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and buff that out a little bit. And I have to troubleshoot that NARS palette later. It's so hard for me to open, and I don't know if I got a palette that's really, I'll have to let you try when we're done.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like my nails and I'm getting the wrong angle or what, but because most palettes are paper and they kind of have a little magnet, so they'll like pop shut. But this one, like, I don't know. It has like a little clasp, but it's so pretty, the colors. So now I'm just darkening up her crease hair corner. Just adding a little bit more definition. Alright, so let's go back into our blending brush with our lighter shade. This is the soft brown. I wanted to find this inner corner more. I want her to have some depth there. So I'm just going in with this color. And this is a light color, so it's not going to be, like, you can't go too dark with it. The darkest it can be is the color that it looks in the pan. So you can add more if you need to. Depending on people's eye shape, I usually add a little more. Go ahead and open for me. You just see it brings a little more drama to her eyes. It kind of widens them. Like we're extending her eye a little bit, and sometimes it doesn't look great if it's just left blank right there. I like some color. Go ahead and close. So just bringing it in a little bit. And you want to go back to the brush that you initially did it with, otherwise your shadows will be muddy. Like if I use that dark, the brush I did the crease color in. Go ahead and open for me. Gorgeous. Okay, let's add a little more black near her lash line because her eyes can pull it off. And then we will add glitter, and then we will do the lashes. So I'm going to go back to my shader brush, and I'm dipping it in my black. This is my Vizier palette, and this is a matte, very dark black. Sometimes a good black is hard to come by. They're not like as pigmented when you go to put them on.
Do you ever like wet your brushes when you're putting eyeshadow on?
Sometimes I'll do it for the lid, like for the shimmer, but I don't usually do it for the rest of the eye.
Okay.
Do you like to?
You know, I haven't messed with that too much. Like I put them on with my finger, like the color, and sometimes they'll stand out a little bit more.
Yeah. It's a good idea too though, because that will darken them up for sure. I used to have like a setting liquid and I would mix it with black powder and it was like a, I think it was Ben Nye something, and it would make it stay like all day. It would make it waterproof and it would make it so black because it was wet.
Okay, yeah.
Clean up under her eyes again. And we are going to be doing shadow under her eyes in a bit. I will do that maybe after the concealer, maybe I'll add a little bit now. Sometimes I wait to do anything under the eye till after the concealer, but sometimes I like to do it first because you can still get fallout. Okay, let's do a little bit now. Right, but I will show you guys the giveaway for today. So today, better get this liner off my hands. Okay, so today I'm going to be giving away, this is the My Little Pony ColourPop eyeshadow palette. I'll open it up so you can see it. It's still in its new little box. Okay, so this is the palette. I'll hold it up by Ashley's face so we can show the main camera. So this is a really fun palette because it has a lot of pops of different types of colors. You can do a lot of different looks with it, but it does have a neutral brown. This is, well, it's like a kind of like a goldeny neutral. So this is similar to what I did in her crease. And then they have lighter colors for you to use. So if you start with like your neutral colors, you can really build and do any eye look. And actually this kind of pinky color is very similar to the one I did on her lips today. So at first glance it's very colorful, which makes it fun, but it has those couple neutral shadows so you can pull together any look. So if you would like to win this palette, go ahead and comment. Let me know that you're here, and at the end of the video we'll scroll through and we'll choose a winner. Okay, let me look at you, Ashley. Okay, let's go ahead and shade under her eyes a little bit. So I'm going to take this brush that had the liner, go ahead and look up, and I am just going to tap it right into her lash line. Just add a little bit of drama to those lashes, those long bottom lashes. That's amazing. Okay, go ahead and look forward. Good. Just kind of smokes it out a little bit, and then let's go ahead and let's buff out that color, the like metallic shimmer that we did in her crease. Go ahead and buff that under her eyes. That will be really pretty. It's like a muted kind of burgundy, like a mauve. It's very wearable, but it's definitely a color. Doing okay? Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to buff that under her eyes, and then I will clean it up when I need it with the concealer. Just giving her a little pop of color. This is a tiny, tiny little dome brush, so it's really good for getting right under the lashes. So I'm just going to pat the color on, and then I'll diffuse it a little bit. And wing it out. I like to connect it with the edges. Okay, cleaning up one more time. Let's see. Very pretty. Okay, let's do a lash. Let's go ahead. I have my lashes down here. Okay, let's do these. These are Kiss lashes. They're called Pomodoro. Have you ever used these ones before? They're fun. They're double layered. They're a lot like their Pixie lashes, but they're stacked, so they're a little bit thicker. And let's see if we need to trim them on you. So most people need just the little outer cluster of lashes trimmed, but we will see if you do. Go ahead and look down. No, you can do the full lash. Look forward. Pretty. And then I'll go ahead and check for questions. So drop your questions if you have any. I love lashes so much. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that glue to dry. Reload my chat. Oh, got the sound on. Okay, how long do you usually wait to apply foundation after moisturizer? I always do it first on clients just so that it can sink in. So I wait about however long the eyes take, which is usually 10 minutes if I'm working on a client, probably for me to do their brows, their eyes, their lashes, and then I move on to the face. If it is for every day, for like a personal wear, you can go pretty soon after. I would try to wait at least 5 minutes, like maybe do your skincare and then brush your teeth or something, and then if you want to get in and do foundation first, you can. Okay, go ahead and look down. Don't close. Do you get your makeup done a lot, or do you usually do it?
I usually will do it myself. Every once in a while they'll do it for me. It's always fun getting it done.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Love it.
Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. When you do the hair modeling, do they have someone do it, or do you do it?
Usually I will, unless it's like a styled shoot, like the Halloween shoot that I did, that they did my makeup for me, and that was really fun.
That was so fun. The one where you were Ursula?
Yeah,
that is so fun.
They had me be Ursula as the character. They did my hair all in an updo and made me all purple and
did they make you purple?
Glamoury. Yeah, they
you
did.
Purple?
Yeah, all over.
Is it on like their Instagram?
It should be. Yeah, I think they did post a video.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Photos.
That's cool. Ursula would be a fun look because she's kind of glam. She does like the bold lips and like a contour and stuff like that.
And then they had me. What's her name? The Game of Thrones girl. Which I don't really watch the show, but
is her name Khaleesi?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah,
I have never seen the show, but everyone talks about her. The blonde,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Ooh, I just
They had a little cape they put on me.
Cute. Did they give you like an awesome? Did she do braids in her hair?
Yeah, they do.
That was
like
cool.
2 braids.
That's fun. I feel like you're the only person that I've met that doesn't watch it besides me.
Yeah.
It's over now, I guess.
Okay.
Look forward. Good. I'm gonna move this one in a little bit. Go ahead and close. That's cute. You're very like blonde like her, like the platinum, kind of ashy tone. Alright, go ahead and open. Okay, good. Don't need to be stuck. Those are pretty on you. Okay, we're gonna let that dry, and then this is the clear glue, but sometimes it has like an iridescent tint to it, so I'll go back in with some liner over top. But we're gonna get to work on her face. Allison said you're beautiful.
Oh,
she is very beautiful. What color did I use on her brows? Taupe. We did dip brow and brow pen and powder all in taupe from Anastasia. And the eyelash glue I use is Callus. It's from Amazon. I will link it down below in the videos over in the description bar. Okay, let's do skin. I'm going to use the NARS. Have you ever used the NARS foundation before? It's good. You'll like it. It's pretty full coverage. I really like this one because it's very buildable. And because we bronzed her chest, her face is lighter, so we're going to darken it up a little bit, and then we're going to highlight you so it'll all blend. Now the NARS has, it's full coverage, but it's full coverage if you do a couple layers. And it has like a do my matte finish. So it's not as good because you said you get a little oily.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I love the dewy foundations so much, but they're just, unless you're so dry, they're not super wearable. So what I like to do with foundation, I like to do it with a brush first, and then I go in with my beauty blender and I just make it look really airbrushed. And I like to do the cheeks and areas that need more full coverage first, and then I'm going to take my beauty blender and work more on her nose and her forehead, because the brush doesn't really get those areas quite as well for me. And I will go over her lips a little bit. Sorry, you can move your hair a little bit. Perfect. I do not want to get foundation in your beautiful hair. That would be sad. And with the foundation, I generally do pressing motions. And if you're doing it on yourself, you can do it pretty hard. You can really get in there and it buffs the foundation in. I don't really like stabbing my model, so I am doing it with a good amount of pressure though, but not as much as, I feel like when we do our own foundation and stuff, we're like more rough.
What brush are you using?
This one's the e.l.f. actually. It's the ultimate blending brush.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really soft.
Is it? Good. Yeah, someone recommended it and I really like it. It's very dense, so it really gets in. I feel like it doesn't eat the product as much as other brushes. I've been trying a bunch of new brushes because I had a lot of MAC and a lot of Sigma. And somebody recommended a bunch of e.l.f. ones and I grabbed like a Morphe set.
Yeah, and they're more affordable as well.
Yeah, they for sure are. What brushes do you like?
A lot of times I will use like a beauty blender to put the foundation on. I don't really use a brush too often for that, mainly just for the powders.
Yeah.
But I like the Morphe as well.
The Morphe ones. They're good. Yeah, I used to just use the beauty blender, but I felt like it would eat so much of the product and kind of wipe it away. So now I do the brush first. I'll have to try that. I like it. Especially when they're, I feel like this one was like $3, so it's super inexpensive. And I am not going in her under eye area at all with this foundation because it's a little too matte. Dries a little bit too much. We're going to use something made for the eye area. And because I did the brows first, I'm being careful going around the brows. I don't want to disrupt my shape. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the beauty blender. I am going to put a little bit of product in it and just really buff it in. And I'm going to get the nose somewhere with the beauty blender. This foundation layers really well. So if you like a lighter coverage, one layer of this is beautiful. It's more sheer, so your skin kind of peeks through if you just do one layer, and it's very, very pretty. If you want more full coverage, you keep layering it. And the nose, you want to make sure you get the little crevices around the nose and the underneath. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to the other side and just sort of dab away any excess. And then if I want full coverage on any areas, I'm just going to get it on the tip. You can use it as a concealer by just pressing it in. Not that you have much to conceal, you really don't. And I like to get it in the hairline, not in her hair, but I don't want to see her scalp. Okay, for concealer, we are going to do, this is Tarte Shape Tape. Have you used this
Yes.
before? It's
Holy
so
grail.
good. So good. What shade do you like?
I think I normally go with the light sand, I believe.
That one's good. We're going to do, I'm going to mix a couple. We're going to do maybe light medium honey because we went a little more bronzy with your foundation today. I like to layer the concealer. I don't like to do it too light, my first layer, and then I'll go in and add some more. So this one is the light medium honey. I like to do it in like a V under her eyes, and I come up near the eyeshadow but not right on it. And what I really like about the Tarte Shape Tape is it's not as drying as like foundation or something, but it does have a matte finish. So I will apply it a little bit thick on some people and let it set, like let it dry a little bit, and then I will blend it with the Beauty Blender. If you try to blend it too soon, sometimes it will just kind of buff it away. Do you do it with the Beauty Blender or do you use a brush?
I use a Beauty Blender.
Yeah, they're so good though. Alright, so you can see this side's like actually starting to set, which I like. So I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender now. So what I'm going to do is do the same Beauty Blender, but I'm going to flip it. So this side was doing her foundation, so I'm going to flip it around, and I'm just going to use the clean side and just set it. So we're going over all those high points. So what I like to do under the eyes, I like to work with two different colors, like I said. So I'm going to take a lighter shade and go right in here, brighten things up. I really like a bright under eye when I do a lot of contouring and stuff. Sounds like you do too. If you use light, medium, sand.
I do,
yeah.
I like it really bright.
Yes. It looks pretty in pictures. And you probably have to be pretty glam when you do your promotional modeling and stuff. Yeah. They like probably full face of glam.
I always do a full face every time.
Does your makeup stay pretty well?
Yeah, it does. I use a lot of like the matte products, so I feel like they, I don't know, I think they're longer wearing for me, on my skin personally.
But not their foundation, right? Or what products of theirs do you like?
Which one? The Estee Lauder or?
Oh, you use the Estee Lauder
I
foundation?
use the Estee Lauder, yeah, foundation, and that one literally will last me all day and all night.
Really? I have heard that. I need to try it.
It's really good.
And then do you use any MAC powders or anything like that over top?
MAC? No, I usually use like a translucent powder.
Oh, you said matte.
Matte.
Oh,
matte.
okay. I thought you
yes.
said matte.
Oh, sorry, matte. Yeah.
You're good. You're like, why does she keep bringing up MAC?
Okay,
like,
MAC.
No, matte. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I haven't really used their foundations in a while, but I do like their foundations. Have good coverage.
I have heard so many good things about this Estee Lauder. Like, just that it wears
they're really
forever.
Really
Like, all day.
Their concealer is pretty good as well.
Have to try it. I like to try new foundations. So we're going to do a little bit of a nose contour. Let me load my chat. Okay. Sometimes I'll just do a quick little nose contour with powder, but because we're going more glam, I'm going to do it with cream. And you have to be so careful when you do noses. You don't want to overdo it. Do you contour your nose?
I use a little bit of powder. I haven't really contoured with liquid products or cream products.
It's a little bit more intense than the powders. Powders are a little more forgiving. Sorry, I'm probably stepping in front of the camera. The nose is the hardest to do on the camera. So it's so hard not to be right in front of you. So I don't usually do it, but it'll be fun for today. And I usually will connect the nose into the eyeshadow. And then I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender, this side with foundation actually, and just gently tap it to blend it. So I just want some coverage there. Pretty. Alright, look up for me. The Tarte Shape Tape is self-setting. It will kind of mattify and set on itself, but I also like to add a little bit of powder to it. So I'm going to use, this is the RCMA translucent powder. I'm just going to set it with a little bit of this. Especially because she said she was kind of oily. Most people don't get oily under their eyes per se, but generally if you have slightly oily skin, it's good to set your products overall. But it's something to experimenting. Like I know everybody watching, the setting won't work for everybody. With some people it will look more textured, or it actually will make it crease more, but on most people it's usually good to do a really light layer. Okay, so basically I'm just setting like the highlighted areas, and now I'm going to go in with my contour. I am going to use that same, this is the foundation brush. I'm going to use the same brush and do her cheeks. And I like to go in the crevice of her cheek, but I like to start a little bit higher. I think people tend to take a contour a little bit too low, and it just makes it sculpts the face the wrong way. And then I connect it to the edge of her mouth is where I'm directing it, but I don't do much, if any, in that area. And I like to blend as I go. I've seen a lot of people just map out the face. They'll just draw on the contour, but I like to blend it as I'm buffing and then go in with the Beauty Blender and finish the blend. And then when there's not really anything on my brush, I will go and do just a little shadow on the jaw area, but I don't like a lot there. But I do like a little bit of color there. So you go up on the cheekbone, it just gives it like a bronzy effect. It's really pretty. And then after we do this, I'm going to go back in and curl the lashes a little bit and add some mascara. Very pretty. I love Beauty Blenders so much. I feel like they weren't always like a thing. Like you would use little wedge sponge or just brushes, but nothing like a good Beauty Blender. Okay. I like to put a lot of the products on my hand because it warms it up and they're just a lot more pliable on the face. And I started kind of doing like near my thumb because I don't like doing the top of my hand. I feel like you're really rubbing it. So anyways, that's why I keep cleaning it. Okay. What are your favorite lashes? I love the Ardell too. I love the foam ink that we were talking about. I really love Kiss lashes. These Pomodoro that we did on her, These are really, really beautiful if you like a little bit of a fuller lash. They're still pretty natural because they taper at the tips, but they're definitely thicker at the base, so these give a little more drama. I like Pixie by Kiss. I like Dim Wispy by Ardell if you want really natural. That's what I did yesterday on my model. Chelsea said, any tips on getting rid of redness, especially around the nose? My concealer and setting powder always crease and look cakey there. Yeah, that's a difficult area because most of us are really red around the nose. You actually weren't really. You didn't have much redness around there, but most people do, and it's hard because it's an area that definitely is going to crease. What I like to do lately, I found this concealer. This is by NARS. It's their cream concealer in a little pot. And this has really good coverage with a thin layer. Like, I found that my foundation won't cover redness on people usually. And like you were saying, most concealers will kind of crease or buff away. So this one, I will use, I'll use a synthetic brush and one that's more dense and beveled. So this one, or even a little bit smaller. And I will just lightly pack in the product there. And the brush will, it will blend it as you go if it's beveled, and then I will immediately set it with powder. And usually doing a thin layer of that is enough to cover it, and then it doesn't crease throughout the day. So that's what I like to do. Hopefully that helps. Someone else said you're gorgeous. You are. Hi, Nikki. Oh, thank you. My baby's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's just a compliment, not a question. Thank you. Okay, what color is the NARS foundation you're using? So we did medium 3.5 is what we did on her. And we did body blur on her chest. Let me pull that for you. So this is by Vita Liberata. So it's a glow and a bronze. So we bronzed, and so we did a darker foundation. That is what we did. And it's funny with the lights, like it always looks darker and heavier as I'm doing it, and then I'll look at the video and I'm like, oh, that looks really natural. I should do more next time. Okay. Lighter colors, like light shade 1 is a little more pink, so sometimes I'll mix. That's usually what I have to do, because usually my medium shades are more yellow, so I'll have to mix like a lighter shade because those ones seem to have the pinker undertones to get it right. But I know that's frustrating if it's for personal use because you don't want to mix. You just want to use one. So yeah, they do tend to be more yellow, which is kind of a bummer. With the nose contour, you said you go into the shadow, not up to the brow, correct? Yes. Okay, sorry. If it was hard to see on the video, I'm sorry. That's usually why I don't nose contour, because I can't get right in front, and then it's kind of an angle that doesn't work for both of us. But yes, you're right. So what she was saying, she was asking about when I blend the bridge of the nose. So the reason people nose contour is they like to get that cute little Barbie like button nose, and usually you want to extend the bridge kind of into the eyes, but you do not go into the brow, and that's what you were saying that you don't do, and you're right. Usually you go right into this crease color. So when you see like contour mapping and they contour before they do the eyeshadows and everything, sometimes people will do the nose and they'll go ahead and close for me. They'll connect the bridge right into the crease like that and then wing it out, and they'll just do eyeshadow with contour, if that makes sense. So not the brow, the contour, the crease contour. You are correct. What shade of brushes would you suggest for a medium range amount of money? I'm going to curl her lashes while I answer the question. Okay, so that's kind of why I'm trying a bunch of new brushes, because a lot of mine are MAC, Anastasia, Sigma, and theirs are pretty reasonable, but I know brushes are an investment for a lot of people. Does that pinch? Okay. So I have been liking Morphe a lot. I've been trying to find like a whole set that's like in a really reasonable price range for people that I can use just the full set on my channel and recommend. I grabbed the Jaclyn Hill, the Morphe Eye Kit, and that seems to be pretty good. I've been using a lot of brushes from that. So I will get back to you on that question. I'm still testing things out, but Morphe tend to be pretty good. I've been liking the e.l.f. brushes, like I said. I have not tried the eye brushes. They're very hit and miss. They are $2 and $3. They're brushes. They're a great price point, but some of them feel to that price point. They feel more cheap, but some of them are really great. So Maybe I'll do a brush video soon and kind of let you guys see what I like, but I'm still testing things out. Hi Jacqueline, I'm glad you could join us. Better late than never, so glad to be watching today. Thank you. Yeah, and today's tour is a little bit longer, so I'm glad a lot of you are able to catch it. Any chance you could do some for us older ladies, perhaps 50 plus? Yes. So how I get my models, guys, I put out model calls on Facebook and my neighborhood apps. So I love doing everybody, any age, any look, anything. And I do have a couple women in the age range you were wanting that want to be models. So keep tuning into my lives. I always give tips for every age range, no matter who I do. But I do have models that age. And I'm trying to get my mother-in-law. She's older than 50, but she's so cute. You guys will love her. So I'll be doing her in a couple weeks. Okay, how do you choose lip colors that are complementary? For me, it seems like a challenge, especially to make the lips look fuller without being silly. Love your videos. Thank you, Lynn. You're so sweet. Okay, challenge to make the lips look fuller without being silly and color that's complementary. Okay, so I like having, I'm going to put on mascara while I answer your question. So I like having some go-to medium tone nudes. So like the Velvet Teddy that Ashley and I were talking about earlier is a really great color. It looks good on most people. On some people it pulls a little cool, but it's Velvet Teddy by MAC. Something in that shade range, depending on your skin tone, I really like as an everyday color that's complementary. I like a neutral tone with either something that pulls pink or something that pulls nude or peach. Those are like my pulls, and I usually choose a color that's neutral. And I like the medium tones because what I like to do to make the lips look fuller is I choose a color that's very similar to like a natural lip color. Go ahead and look down. Because that way you can reshape the lips, but it looks more real, if that makes sense. And a lot of people, when they think nude, they'll do something very washed out, like a foundation color, and that's not as flattering. So pick something like your lips, but darker. Charlotte Tilbury has a lot of really great natural shades. I have not tried this one, but everybody loves Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. It is a pinky mauve, and she just came out with one for darker skin tones too. So she has one that works light and medium, and she came out with Pillow Talk that works for darker skins too, and everyone that tries it seems to love that as the go-to nude. To make lips look fuller, I really like also utilizing a lip liner. Charlotte Tilbury has one that's called a lip cheat. I used it yesterday, so if you look in my videos, there's one called Everyday Makeup Tutorial, and the thumbnail title says something about it being 10 minutes. I use the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat, and you can really reshape the lips with that. This is very natural. But Charlotte Tilbury is known for her lips. And then MAC. MAC has really great shades. And MAC is usually pretty good. They really give their artists a lot of education. So if you go in there and you ask for tips, they're usually all really great at giving suggestions for what you want. So hopefully that answers a long-winded answer to your question. Okay, look up for me. I'm going to get your under eyes a little bit. So I'm not sure what lips we should do on Ashley today. Maybe we should do Velvet Teddy. Maybe we should do something else. I might add a little more definition to her eyes too. Okay, I'm going to clean the mascara off my hands, and then I'm going to set the contour for you guys. I love these MAC makeup wipes. Have you ever used them?
No, I haven't.
They smell really good, and they get off everything really quickly. Okay, so to set her contour, I'm going to use a bronzer. I'm going to use Hoola bronzer, and I'm going to go in with, this is a Morphe brush. This is an E3, and this one is very, very tapered. Like the outside ones are very short, and they go to long, so it's really, really flexible. So you can do it with a light hand. So I'm going to go ahead and go into her contour.
I've never seen such a big Hoola
Such
bronzer.
a big Hoola, I know. It's a limited edition, but I hope they keep it forever because I go through those little ones. I just go through so fast. Yeah, I was so stoked when I saw it. It's giant. it's such a great tone, the Hoola bronzer, because it's warm like a bronzer, but it's not orange or gold. It's really great.
Works on a lot of skin tones too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely does. Okay, I'm going to go into my beloved Hourglass palette. This is their bronzer. It's very sheer with a little bit of a glow, and I'm going to go over the areas we just went over. And I can do this one a little bit higher because it's like a sheer bronzer. This is just going to give her a flush of color in her cheeks. And then I'm going to do a little bit of blush from that same palette. I love blush. I feel like I have a pretty light hand with makeup, but I have more of a heavy hand with blush, so I've been doing it more light lately. And blush is really fun to play around with your placement. A lot of people tend to just put it on their face in the same exact place, and it's not always the best, so try to switch up your blush. On some people it looks really nice, like right above the contour up high. Some people it's very flattering on the apple. Some people it's really flattering dusted like across the cheeks, which is where I'm going to try on you today. And this is an Anastasia blush brush. I have a couple of these and I really like it. It's hard to find. For me, a blush brush is hard to find because I don't want one. Sometimes they're too big, and you're like, okay, my whole face is pink now. Like, it's dusted everywhere. But this one is more concentrated, but it still diffuses it nicely, so I don't get like just a spot of blush. Gorgeous. Okay, let's go to our contour, our highlight. This is another Anastasia brush. So I'm going to layer a couple highlights. This one is from the Hourglass palette again. Just going to go on her cheekbones. And this is very light and it has a pink undertone. So on some people this one is too light. I can only do a really light wash on her because this one might be a little too light for you. So I got a teeny bit of mascara like right near her eyes, but what I like to do if I do that is I let it completely dry, and then you can just roll it off with your little Q-tip usually. It's still a little bit wet. Alright, to finish the nose contour, let's see. Sometimes I will set it with powder. I'm going to set it a little bit with powder. Sometimes I don't, depending on how I want it to look. Sorry, I'm poking in the eye. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is the Anastasia Amrezy palette. No, it's not a palette, it's just plain shadow. But it has more of like a champagne gold. So with this kind of bronzy skin and contour we're doing on her, this is very pretty. When I do a nose contour, I have not been highlighting the bridge with concealer to lighten it. It's a little much for me in real life, so I'll just lightly contour it with the bronzers and the creams and stuff, and then I'll just go over it with a highlight. Go ahead and look forward. I like to take the same color and do the inside of the eyes. Pretty little eye highlight. So if you guys are just tuning in, I am giving away a makeup palette today, so make sure you comment, let me know you're here, ask a question, just say hi, and I'll scroll through at the end and we will choose a winner. Okay, let's add a little bit of glitter to your lid. Let's do, I got the Tati palette and it has really pretty pressed glitters. Alright, let's do it with a brush. Okay, so this palette, it really does have pressed glitters. Like, they're chunky, they're thick. They work great if you put it on with a finger, but I'm going to do it on the brush. Go ahead and close. Just going to pop it right on the lid. I'm going to do like a sheer just covering of this. You could have it be really dense and really, really sparkly if you wanted. That would be pretty. Be careful not to get it on the lashes. Good and open. It's pretty. I might, let's see if I have my glitter primer. I have a glitter primer by NYX that sometimes I like to put on first because it's really good at picking up, like sticking to the glitter. Go ahead and close for me. For this I like a very flat brush because you can just press on the glitter. You're not blending this, you're just pressing. Open for me. Pretty. Go ahead and close. And I'm just bringing this up to the crease. Good and open. I'm going to add a little bit more near your lash line, but I'm going to check and see if there's any more questions. And thank you to everyone that's watching live. It's always so fun. Let's see. Jacqueline loves glitter. Yes, glitter is so fun. Stephanie, you missed the foundation I use. It was NARS. It's the NARS Creamy Radiance, and it was medium 3.5. So what I used on Ashley. Someone else has the Tati palette. Yeah, it's really fun. I really like it. It's been a fun one. Okay. The NARS, or not the NARS, the NYX glitter glue is so good if you have a chunky glitter like this. This is really great, like I said, to use with your fingers because you can just press it in and your finger will kind of heat it up. But the glitter glue is really good too if you're messy with your glitters. Go ahead and open. It's pretty on you. Glam little eyes. Go ahead and close. Okay. I'm going to try, I want a little more depth in her crease, so I'm going to go back in with the black. And there's a black in the Tati palette, so let's try that one. Go ahead and close. But because we have the under eyes done, I'm just going to put a little tissue right under it. We do not want any black fallout under her eyes. Also, sometimes with this glue, this is the Callus brand glue, I get it from Amazon. I'll add it to the description box. I like the clear one, but sometimes the clear one dries a little bit iridescent, so I like to go over it with a powder. Not always, sometimes it does. So I'm going to alternate between that flat brush and a little buffing shader brush. So this is a fun look if you're going out or you have an event or something like that that's more like casual, fancy. Like if you're doing the glitter and stuff like that. Glitter sometimes can photograph interestingly. You probably know when you do shoots and stuff like that. Like sometimes it reflects the light not in the way you want it to. So look up for me. So if you're getting like family photos done or some sort of photos, I maybe wouldn't do the glitter, but if you just have an event where it's like, it's fun and it will be dimly lit, the glitter is really pretty. Okay, go ahead and close. Good. So I'm just going right over the line of these lashes. The glue is right against the base. And I am taking a little, I think it's going to stick there. Just taking my bevel brush now, my shader brush, and I'm flicking it up. Sorry. And then I am going to take another blending brush and just diffuse the crease a little bit more now that I've put the glitter in it. I just want to soften that. And the Tati Black, that was the first time I used it. It worked really well. It's very black. It's very soft. Like it had some fallout, but I had the pad there. The soft is good. Okay, I have a spot of glitter I need to cover. Okay. Going to buff away any glitter if I've had some fall. So for this palette, with how chunky the glitter is, I think if you freehand it, I like to use the finger. If you're going to use a brush like I did, I think it would be ideal to have a glitter glue. And you can put the glitter glue over your shadows. So you can do it over the work you've already done. Okay, let's deepen your under crease just a little bit, or your waterline. Okay, go ahead and look up for me. Good. Make sure if you guys are watching live that you drop a comment or a question or say hi so that I can enter you in the giveaway today. Almost done, and I will give that away. Pretty. Okay, let's do lips. I'm gonna do a liner, and then we'll do a lip. Someone said they never use Tammykins. Am I saying it right? I have never used false lashes, but I would like to, but I'm nervous about it. Yeah, they're a little bit intimidating if you've never done it before, but they're just temporary. Like, you really can't go wrong in the long run. Like, I like to tell people to try them before bed or something when you can wash them off at night. Like, don't do it when you have the pressure of going to a big event or something like that, because then you'll stress yourself out. But just buy a really inexpensive pair before you go to bed, or just sometimes in the evening. Just put them on, see how you like them. They just take practice. Every single person can do them. Let's do like a peachy, let's see, like a peachy nude on you. I wish I was closer, but I'm in Coast. Would love to meet Julie in person. She was amazing. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. guys would volunteer. I would love to do all of your makeup. It's a bummer. It's fun that so many people in different areas watch. Yeah, makeup is just so fun. You guys are so sweet. Okay, let's do Jubilee on you. It's a little bit more more brown than Velvet Teddy. Try something else. I might do kind of like an ombre lip on you. So this is Jubilee by MAC. This is another really great nude. This is very nude on her. It's like a light to medium tone, so I might deepen up the corners with the liner or a darker lipstick. I like to do things with the brush just because I like to be picky about my shape, but you can just do it straight from the tube if it's your own lipstick. Sorry. It's pretty. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of, let's do some Spirit just to deepen it up a little bit. So this is the same color, like the same color family. This is just pulling it a little bit darker. So if the person is still on, I forgot who asked this question, that you were looking for like a flattering nude, like this is a medium nude. And it's very pretty. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay with the comments and the videos, so last chance to drop your hello, your question, anything, and then after I finish the lips, I'll scroll through and pick a winner. So I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds. For me. I'm going to blend your lid a little bit more and then I'll check those questions. Go ahead and close. Alright, we have Ashley's before video, so we're going to go ahead and flash that for you guys so you can see transformation. I'm going to move your hair, is that okay?
Yeah.
So pretty. Gorgeous. And it's very glam. We did cream contour, we did glitter, we did a lot of blending of the eyeshadows around her line, we did a nude lip, but it's still very wearable. Okay, let's, last chance for the ColourPop palette. Let's see. Make sure, and we'll see if you guys have any questions. Oh, Jacqueline, you live near Toronto? I used to live near Toronto. I lived in Newmarket, Canada. Are your husbands in LA? That's so fun. I'm like an hour away from LA. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go scroll through and I'm just gonna tap. We'll pick a winner. Thank you guys for watching. Okay. Beth Lily, girlfriend, if you're still on the chat, you won the palette. Congratulations. Yay. It's a fun one. You will like all those colors. Beth Lily, DM me on Instagram. That's the best way. It's juliechristinebeauty. DM me your address and give me your email so I can send you a tracking code and I will mail you your palette. You guys, thank you for watching live. Today was so fun, and Ashley, you are such a great model.
Thank you so
look
much for
very
having
beautiful. Thank
me.
you for
I'm
coming.
excited.
I am live most weekdays, Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday, and we usually start around 10 a.m. We would love to have you guys join next time, so we will see you guys tomorrow.